If this video can reach 30 likes, I will sing the intro to my next P4G video, and we'll all see why that's a terrible idea. What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 2 battle for the Pokemon for Glory Next Generation. Today we face off against the Charlotte Charizards, coached by General Tarheel. Now, from what I've heard, he's a very talented battler. He's in the APA, I believe, which is the new Wi-Fi league that Phantom Base, who's the commissioner of the UPC, and A-Drive is in as well. And so from what I've heard, he's really talented, and I believe he picked up a loss last week. I can't remember. I think he lost on the back of a bit of hacks, maybe. I can't remember, I might be mixing up battles, but make sure to go check out his channel, guys. It will be linked in the description below, as well as all the other coaches in the Pokemon for Glory. Now, you may be looking at the screen and thinking, this isn't a replay. Well, yeah, I haven't had the battle yet. I'm actually just recording this a bit before the battle goes up. Well, not the battle goes up, but I play the battle, I should say. And I want to do a bit of a team builder for you guys, because this is all just for fun. I want to enjoy myself, and I don't mind revealing sets, or EV spreads, or why I'm EVing certain things certain ways. So yeah, anyways, let's get into the matchup. So our opponent has a very scary roster, which is Kyurem Black, which is monstrous, of course. He then has Nidoqueen, Blastoise, Cobalion, Gligar, Lantern, Mega Gardevoir, Shaman, Entei, Alolan Persian, and a Selgor. He also has the Icium Z. While we have Celesteela, Rotom Wash, Crocodile, Snorlax, Alolan Marowak, Girder, Mew, Raikou, Ribombee, Ditto, Haxorus, and the Steelium Z. Now, you can see the screen right now. You see what we brought and what we didn't bring. So the only things that we haven't brought yet to the team are just the Raikou and the Girder. Everything else has been brought to at least one match now, so that's pretty cool, I'd say. We brought the Steelium Z last week, and it's coming to my attention that we didn't even equip it, so it would have been bad had we not, done what we did with Ditto. Anyways, if you haven't watched that video, guys, I urge you to go check out our Week 1 battle. It was against the Rotterdam Staraptors, coached by Frieslander, so make sure you go check that out, and make sure you go check out all the rest of the coaches in the Pokemon for Glory. Anyways, that's enough rambling, enough promoting. So yeah, let's get into the team. So what we brought, we have to start off our Celesteela here, Wall Ryan, which is named after my boy Ryan, coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the WPL. So basically, EV spread makes so there's only a 0.4% chance we're 2 KO'd by Mega Gardevoir's Timid T-Bolt from full with leftovers. Air Slash hits Shaman for a ton of damage. Earthquake hits, Entei, Lantern, and Cobalion and Nidoqueen for a decent amount. We then have Heavy Slam, which hits literally everything else for a ton of damage compared to those two. And yeah, nothing special. Like the EVs in defense aren't really there for anything. It's just I want to make sure I had proper special defense EVs, and the rest went to defense to take whatever hits I may need to. Anyways, next up we have Metal's Tub here, our Rotom. Rotom Wash here is making its season debut with the Aya Papa Berry this week. Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Defog, and Toxic. The EV spread is nothing special. It just makes it so we're not 2 KO'd or 3 KO'd, sorry, by anything the Entei wants to do for us. We also have the Aya Papa Berry, so we can recover 50% of our HP when things get tough. The reason I have Toxic on this thing over Thunderwave, I was debating between which to put, is because I felt like the Lantern might be a bit of an issue, so that's one reason why I did it. Also, I felt like the other Pokemon that I have Thunderwave on faces off against the Entei more often. I don't want to have to worry about, I'd rather have that thing paralyzed than Toxic in my eyes, so that's why I have that. Anyways, we then have, a bit of EVs and speed, just a speed creep, whatever may be creeping us, and I want to make sure I was able to get hit off, because this thing is my Entei answer, not a pivot this week, so that's the whole point. Anyways, that's that, nothing special there. Moving on though, we have Grank Irwin here, our Crocodile, which is a Choice Scarf Moxie this week. Earthquake, Knockoff, Superpower, and Throat Chop. We have Earthquake there, and Knockoff, just obviously we have Superpower for the Kyurem Black, the Cobalion, and what else am I thinking of? The Alolan Persian, there we go, that's it. And then we have Throat Chop there just because I wanted another stab option other than Knockoff to hit things hard. I was debating between Crunch and Throat Chop, and Throat Chop, I mean, kind of cool how often you see Throat Chop, and also it hits, it makes it so Mega Gardevoir can't use Hyper Voice, and I believe there's another thing. Does it work on another thing? Parting Shot, I think, is also another thing that doesn't work, so if we hit the Persian with it, he won't be able to use Parting Shot, which is pretty cool. Anyways, that's that, nothing special there. This thing does a lot of work once the Shaman and once the Gligar are gone. After that, it just sweeps. Moving on though, we have Julius Fave here, our Mew. It is max HP, a lot of Spidef, and 12 in speed, just for those speed creepers. And the special defense we have on this thing is just so we can make sure so we live. It's another answer to Mega Gardevoir. We are not 2 KO'd, sorry, by Mega Guard's Timid Hyper or Modest Hyper Voice. We're not 2 KO'd by Mega Guard's Timid Hyper Voice after Rocks. So that's basically that. We take Ice Beams for days from Kyurem. We take what else do we take? I'm looking at my notes. Let me double check. Sludge Wave from Nidoqueen, and oh, we have T-Wave on this thing because this is the Pokemon I was saying before. Entei faces off against thing a lot in my eyes from my labbing, so I want to make sure I have T-Wave on it to stop that. And rocks, of course, are really big because I don't anticipate him bring Blastoise, and if he does bring Gligar, then Ice Beam hits that thing super hard. Moving on though to our next Pokemon, we have Rockwall here, the Ribombee, which is Bug Buzz, Moonblast, Psychic, Quiver Dance, the exact same setup as last time. Really nothing special at all. Just does a lot of work once the Entei is gone. After that, we pretty much beat his entire team with a Quiver Dance or 2 up. So, yeah. Next up, finally, we have Scrappy Doo here, Arsenalax. I'm going to list off the EV spread first, what it does. So it's a standard Curse Lax, Body Slam, Sleep Talk, Curse, and Rest. So we are never 3 KO'd by Modest Nidoqueen's Life Orb, Sludge Wave with leftovers, with the recovery at least from it. We are not 3 KO'd from non-Life Orb, Kyurem Black's Fusion Bolt. We are not 3 KO'd from Life Orb, Life Orb, Kyurem Black's Ice Beam. And Mega Gardevoir needs 2 Modest Focus Blasts to hit and land for it to KOS. And it can't 2 KOs with anything else. So basically, if we get a Curse up and stay above 60%, and he doesn't have any phasers, we can sweep through his entire team, or just completely dented. So that's that, guys. That is my team for this week's battle of the Pokemon for Glory Next Generation. Make sure to like the video, guys, and subscribe if you haven't already. We are closing in on 200 subscribers, guys. It's really cool. We're at 175 at the time of recording this, so hopefully we can get there by the end of February, I'd say. So yeah, anyways, so I'm going to be back with the battle any second now. Okay, guys, I am back with the battle, and before we get started, I want to give a big thank you to Joseph Games, who is the person who recorded our battle this week. So big thank you to him. His channel and his Twitter will be linked in the description below, so make sure you go and check him out. Also, big thank you to Shady YT and to Bob Plays Pokemon. They both were the Jenners for us this week, so big thank you to the 3 of them. All their links are in the description below. Make sure to go and check them out, as well as the rest of the coaches in the Pokemon for Glory. So let's get started into the replay. So it's a pretty long replay. So let's go over what our opponent brought. He brought his Cobalion, his Kyurem Black, his Lantern, his Entei, Gligar, and Shaman. I was very confident seeing the Kyurem, Entei, and Shaman. The rest, I was like, I didn't expect the Lantern at all. The Cobalion was kind of, and the Gligar was kind of. But yeah, so if you guys skip the team builder, we have a special defensive Celesteela, a Curse Snorlax, a Scarf Crook, a Focus Sash, Quiver Dance Ribombee, a physically defensive Papa Berry, Rotom Wash, and a support Mew, special defensive with Ice Beam. Now, one thing that I noticed, the Mega Gardevoir isn't there, and that's a big deal for us. So because of that, I want to lead off with my Celesteela, because he can put in a big dent into his team right away, since it really only has to worry about the Entei now. So I'll lead off with that thing, and let's see how it goes. I'm going to put it at ×2 speed, and let's rock. So I lead off with my Celesteela, as we are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Ben, aka General Tar Heel, and he is going to lead off actually with Chief here, his Cobalion, and it is a beautiful shiny Cobalion there. And I go for the Earthquake here as he goes for the Stealth Rocks, and that's fine with me. I have a pretty reliable Defogger in Rotom as he reveals to be Shuckleberry. So we aren't going to do very much. We do about, what, 20% there, 15%? And I'm going to go for the Air Slash now, predicting the switch out into the Shaman actually, and let's see if he does that. So he actually switches out, and he goes into that Shaman. So we get off a clean, what, 40-something% to this thing, and that's great damage, because we do 3 KO him from this range, and if he is Synthesis, we can stall him out of that enough, which is perfect. He's going to switch out now and go into Zuko here, his Entei on my Air Slash actually, so great play on his part, kind of baiting that, getting a free switch-ish into Entei. I do have Rocks up, not Rocks, but I will get Rocks up eventually with my Mew. That's the plan, so I want to make sure that I can like chip this thing down. So I go into my Rotom here, I take the Rocks damage, he goes to the Sacred Fire, and that does nothing. It does 30 points of damage. He does bonus, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, but at least it's only 6%. He now goes for the Natural Gift Grass, so great play on his part. Really didn't expect that. And we are going to be able to live that hit and recover back up with our Papa Berry, and then go for the Defog and survive. Well, get rid of Rocks for now. I'm now going to click Toxic, I believe, on his incoming Lantern. That was my prediction, him going to the Lantern. And yeah, we do get that prediction right. And Lantern is honestly a huge problem for us because Volt Switch, Scald, and Heal Bell potentially. Heal Bell is something I didn't really think he would bring, but there's always that possibility, so I want to make sure I got that Toxic off. I go into my Mew here as he goes to the Scald, and this does pitiful damage to us, and he does burn us, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I'd rather be burned than Toxic with Mew, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to click Rocks here. That is my plan. I want to get them off as quickly as possible, and he, I believe, is going to go for the Heal Bell right here. Does he? Yeah, he goes for the Heal Bell and gets rid of his Toxic. That really sucks because I need this thing Toxic. I have really no other way of killing it other than just wearing it down with Rocks and Entry Hazards, and he has leftover, so he's recovering back a decent amount every turn. Anyways, I go for the Ice Beam here, doing a tiny bit as he will click the Volt Switch, and I want to stay in, use my best check to middle ground things, just it's the best mid play as he goes into Never Go Back, his Kyurem Black, And I am worried about this thing because a Z Freeze Shock can take me out, but other than that, nothing can. So I'm staying in. I want to click T-Wave and try and paralyze this thing. He does reveal the Z move there, and hopefully he's not Z Freeze Shock, but he goes to the Sub-Zero Slammer, his Icium Z, and, well, he takes us out, meaning that was Z Freeze Shock, which kind of sucks. But I go into my Ribombee here, and I click Moonblast. I was between Moonblast and Quiver Dance, and he ends up timer stalling out there, and missing out on the opportunity to choose his move, and we take out his Kyurem, which is pretty cool for us. He goes into his Gligar now, and he's going to try and remove the rocks, but I switch out into my Celesteela. Kind of a bad play on my part. I should have just clicked 2 Moonblasts and try and take this thing out. But, I mean, what are you going to do? That's my bad. Anyways, I go for the, I believe the Leech Seed now, after he defogs, because I want to make sure that I can get some health back from something, whatever it is. Maybe it's the Entei, like it is, or maybe it was something else. But anyways, I go for Leech Seed now, and hopefully I connect it. And we do. Perfect. And now I live a Sacred Fire from a non-banded Entei 100%, even after burn damage. So that's perfect here. And I'm going to go for the Earthquake now, as he actually goes into the Goldfish here, his Lantern, and he is now 2 KO'd by this thing. And I'm going to pause it right here, okay, because he will outspeed us, and he can go for the Volt Switch, and that's bad, because I have to make a decision here. Do I want to go for the Air Slash or the Earthquake? Can I go for the Air Slash and he stays in? Sorry, if I go with the Air Slash and he scalds or something like that, then we do nothing. If I go for the Air Slash and he goes into, I don't know, the Entei, or I don't know what else was there. I kind of forget what else he brought for a second. The Cobalion or the Gligar, then that kind of sucks. But it only really helps out if he goes into the Shaman. So I go for the Earthquake here, because the Entei is the biggest threat to me right now. And he is actually going to gain his Leftovers back right now, and he's going to go for, I believe, the Volt Switch. Well, they're going to see we actually outspeed there, and we hit him with the Earthquake, and we take him out. So I don't know why he outslowed us, but he was slower than a min-speed Celesteela, which is pretty cool for us, I guess. Anyways, we lived the Earthquake here, and I was debating between Air Slash and Earthquake for burn, but I had to go with the Earthquake here. It did more damage, and we lived that, but he burns us, so Air Slash was the right play. That's my bad. It was a coin toss. What can you do? And at this point here, we're in a decent spot. Rotom should be able to come in and take whatever hit is needed. I don't want to sack it off right now, so I decided to stay in and sack off my Celesteela instead. And now I believe I go into my Rotom Wash. So Celesteela goes down, which really does suck, but it picked up a kill along the way and did some valuable work for us. He goes for the Stone Edge there, and he crits us, which is horrible. That's terrible. And we go for the Volt Switch, and we don't take him out. We were so freaking close. Oh my god, this thing is such a problem. If it was gone, the Ribombee just swept. Anyways, he goes into his Shaynik here, his Shaman, and we go for the knockoff, taking off, and that shows me he's pretty much offensive from the damage there. And I go into my Ribombee here, predicting the Cobalion to come in to take the justified boosted, to get the justified boost. Anyways, I go for the Moonblast here, and we do a ton of damage to him, and we lower his special attack, which doesn't matter at all. So he goes for the Stone Edge, bring us almost down to our Sash, and he now switches out and goes into Shaynik here, and just to sack it off, I go for the Moonblast, finish this thing off. So Ribombee picking up a kill this week, gets first kill of the season. So he goes now into his Zuko, and we won't live in Extreme Speed from 3 HP, obviously, so I switch out and I go and I sack off my Rotom Wash here, and I'm in a good spot because I can pretty much go into my Crocodile, and then just click Knock Off and be good to go. So I go into my Crocodile, and I'm realizing the name is kind of misspelled, so yeah, anyways, it doesn't matter. I go for the knockoff now, and we take off the Eviolite from the Gligar, and that's a big deal because this thing is so bulky with it, and I'd rather him have it off than have it on. He goes to the U-turn now, and I should have probably stayed in and gone for the knockoff again, but anyways, that's just my bad. Whatever. He goes into his Cobalion. We live a close combat from here, and we could take him out with the Body Slam after a -1 drop from the defense, and that's just what happens. We go for that Body Slam now, hoping for it to take him out, and it doesn't. Maybe if I was Return or Frustration, we would have done it, but that there is why I run Body Slam, the paralysis chance. That's awesome. I now switch out into my Ribombee because I have a chance to win whether I do it or not, and he goes to the close combat, taking me out, and that's perfectly fine. I can now go freely into my Crocodile, hit Throat Chops, and we can pretty much go for game right there because Throat Chop should do a ton of damage to everything. So I go for the Throat Chop here, and we take out this thing. We are now +1, and isn't it cool to see a Throat Chop, a move you never hear of, make it to the big leagues, Pokemon for Glory, and like start Throat Chopping things, picking up kills. Right there we crit him, and that crit was big because we wouldn't have taken him out there, and he would have gone for Roost, obviously, and tried to stall us out. We would have gotten a crit eventually if he just tried to stall us, but at the same time, I'll explain why at the end of the battle, why it wasn't a big deal. He goes to the Extreme Speed, but Grank Irwin is taking none of that and takes out the Entei. So we pick up a clean 2-0 win there. Now I'll explain why the crit there on the Gligar wasn't that big of a deal. That was because, one, he didn't have, from my knowledge, he didn't have any phasing moves like Whirlwind, and even if he did, it didn't matter because if we could just have sacked off our Crocodile and then set up with our Snorlax on either or of the Gligar or the Entei. The Entei would have had to go for Stone Edge, and Stone Edge, non-banded Stone Edge does nothing to us unless he crits us over and over and over, and he only has 7 left at that point. So we're in a great spot there, and I believe at +2 we 2-KO the Gligar without the Eviolite. So we would have been fine there. It would just been a 1-0 instead of a 2-0, but it was a really good battle nonetheless. Really well played. I think a few key turns was one, when I switched out of the the Crocodile into the Ribombee on the turn where he doubled from his Shaman into his Cobalion. That was a big turn, I think, because we got a lot of chip damage on the Cobalion, which is a big deal for us because it kind of allowed me to go for the Dark type move instead of the Ground type move, which is perfect. And yeah, anyways, so that's the battle, guys. Let me know what you thought of it. Also, make sure to answer the comment question of the day, which is, what is your favorite Pokemon berry? Mine is definitely the Super Recovery Berries, the Ipapa, the Figgy, those stuff like that. They're great, and with the new buffs in Gen 7, they really are amazing. So that's that, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video and let me know what you liked about it. If you didn't, well, that kind of sucks. I hope I can please you guys in the next video you watch. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out all the coaches for the P4G in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.